What happens when a desperate single mother turns to a celebrity for help, only to be turned away? This is the incredible story of Lena, a mother fighting for her son's future, who transformed rejection into a national movement that inspired millions. From heartbreak to triumph, this emotional journey will restore your faith in humanity. Stay with us as we uncover how one woman's determination and one surprising twist changed lives forever. On the outskirts of Los Angeles, a single mother named Lena Carter juggled her life between multiple part-time jobs and caring for her young son Micah, who was just 6 years old. Lena's world revolved around making ends meet for Micah, a bright and curious boy who loved drawing superheroes and dreamed of one day becoming a comic book artist. But times were tough. Lena had fallen behind on rent. Her car was breaking down, and she had just received a notice that her landlord planned to evict her in 2 weeks. Desperate to save her home and provide stability for Micah, she decided to reach out to anyone who could help, including celebrities and philanthropists. Lena heard through a local community center that Snoop Dogg, known for his charitable efforts, would be visiting a nearby school to donate supplies and give a motivational speech. She thought this might be her one chance to ask for help directly. The day of the event, Lena gathered her courage and brought Micah along. As Snoop Dogg finished his speech and began interacting with fans, Lena approached him, holding Micah's hand tightly. "Mr. Dogg," she said, her voice trembling but determined. "I'm sorry to bother you, but I really need your help. I'm about to lose my home, and I've tried everything. Please, anything you can do would mean the world to me and my son." Snoop looked at her, then down at Micah, who was clutching a small sketchbook. For a moment, it seemed like he might listen, but then he shook his head and took a step back. "Look, I get it, but I can't help everybody," he said bluntly. "There are too many people struggling. You gotta figure it out on your own." Lena's heart sank. She watched as Snoop turned and walked away, surrounded by his entourage. Micah tugged at her hand. "It's okay, Mom," he said softly, though his wide eyes betrayed his disappointment. As Lena and Micah walked back to their tiny apartment, her mind raced. She felt humiliated but also determined. "If no one's going to help us," she whispered to herself, "then I'll have to find another way." Little did she know, that moment of rejection would lead to a chain of events that would change everything, not just for her, but for Snoop Dogg as well. That night, Lena sat in her small apartment with Micah fast asleep in the next room. The weight of the day pressed heavily on her, but so did her determination. She refused to let Snoop Dogg's rejection or her circumstances define her future. Lena opened her laptop and began typing furiously, pouring her heart out in a post she shared on social media. She included a picture of Micah holding his sketchbook and wrote, "I'm a single mom doing everything I can to keep a roof over my son's head. Today, I asked for help from someone who could have changed our lives, but I was turned away. I'm not giving up though. If anyone knows of work, resources, or even a kind word, we'd be grateful. My son deserves better, and I'll do whatever it takes to make that happen." The post struck a chord with her friends and family, who shared it widely. Within hours, it began to gain traction, with strangers offering words of encouragement and sharing her story even further. A community rallies. The next morning, Lena woke up to find her inbox flooded with messages. One stood out from a local community activist named Jasmine Lopez, who ran a grassroots organization helping struggling families. "Your story moved me," Jasmine's message read. "Let's meet. I think we can help." Lena and Micah met Jasmine at a local coffee shop, where they discussed her situation. Jasmine immediately mobilized her network. Volunteers showed up at Lena's apartment with groceries, supplies, and even a mechanic to fix her car. More importantly, Jasmine shared Lena's story with a local news station. A reporter contacted Lena, and soon her story aired on the evening news. Single mom fights to keep her home. Community steps up to help. The news story went viral, spreading far beyond Lena's neighborhood. Social media exploded with hashtags like hashtag help Lena and hashtag Micah's dream. Celebrities and influencers began sharing her story, with many pledging donations and resources to help her family. Micah, too, became a central part of the story. His sketches, which were featured in the news segment, touched the hearts of millions. A local art teacher offered to mentor him, while a nearby comic book store owner displayed his drawings in their shop window. Lena couldn't believe the outpouring of support. For the first time in months, she felt hopeful. Meanwhile, Snoop Dogg's team became aware of Lena's story as it gained momentum. His publicist, Denise, approached him during a meeting. "You see this?" she said, holding up her phone with the trending hashtag help Lena. "That woman you turned down. She's all over the news." People are praising her resilience and asking why no one stepped up sooner. Snoop frowned as he scrolled through the posts. He saw videos of Micah proudly showing off his sketches and comments calling out his earlier refusal to help. "She's making it happen," Snoop said, impressed despite himself. "Yeah, but people are wondering why you didn't," Denise replied bluntly. "You've always been about giving back." "This doesn't look good." Snoop leaned back in his chair, lost in thought. He hated the idea of being painted as someone who didn't care, but more than that, he was genuinely moved by Lena's determination. "All right," he said finally, "let's see what we can do. But this time, it's got to be on her terms." Lena's fight had sparked something bigger than she ever imagined, and now, it was about to draw the attention of the very man who had turned her away. As Lena's story continued to gain traction, she became a symbol of resilience for single mothers everywhere. Donations helped her catch up on rent, repair her car, and even start saving for Micah's education. But while her immediate worries were easing, she remained focused on securing long-term stability for her son. One afternoon, as Lena walked Micah home from school, her phone buzzed with a call from an unfamiliar number. "Hello," she answered cautiously. "Hey, Lena, it's Snoop," came the unmistakable voice. Lena froze mid-step, her heart pounding. "Is this a joke?" "Nah, it's real," he said. "I've been following your story. I respect how you've been hustling, even after I let you down. I want to make things right. If you'll let me." The next day, Lena met with Snoop Dogg and his team at a local community center. Micah clung to her hand, his eyes wide as he saw the famous rapper in person. Snoop greeted them with an apologetic smile. "First off, I gotta say I'm sorry. When you came to me, I didn't listen. That was on me. But I want to help now. Not just for you, but for others in your shoes." Lena listened cautiously as he outlined his idea, a community initiative to provide resources and mentorship to single parents, starting with Lena as the first recipient. "I want to start a fund," Snoop explained, "to help families like yours get back on their feet. We'll call it the Micah's Dream Foundation. It'll focus on housing, education, and giving kids a shot at their dreams." Lena's heart swelled as she glanced down at Micah, who was flipping through his sketchbook. "You'd really do this?" she asked, her voice shaking. Snoop nodded. "This ain't just about fixing my mistake. It's about making sure no one else has to go through what you did." Though grateful for the offer, Lena couldn't ignore her lingering doubts. "I appreciate what you're trying to do," she said. "But I've gotten this far because I didn't rely on anyone but myself and the community around me. Why should I trust you now?" Snoop's expression softened. "Because I've been where you are," he said. "I know what it's like to struggle and feel like no one's got your back. I made it out because people gave me a chance. Now I want to give that chance to you and a whole lot of others." After a long pause, Lena nodded. "All right," she said. "But if we're doing this, I want to be involved every step of the way. I don't want to be a story. I want to make a difference." Snoop grinned. "Deal." Within weeks, the Micah's Dream Foundation was up and running. Lena worked closely with Snoop's team, helping design programs that would provide rent assistance, job training, and creative workshops for kids like Micah. The first major event was a block party in Lena's neighborhood, featuring live music, food, and activities for families. Lena took the stage alongside Snoop to share her story. "This isn't just about me," she told the crowd. "It's about all of us coming together to create opportunities for our kids. With this foundation, we're building a future where no parent has to feel like they're alone." The crowd erupted in applause, and Micah, standing beside his mother, waved proudly at the cheering audience. As the event wound down, Snoop approached Lena with an idea. "You've done amazing work with this foundation," he said, "but I think we can do more. What if we expanded this nationwide?" Lena's eyes widened. "Nationwide?" "Yeah," Snoop said with a smile. "You've got the heart and the vision. I'll back you all the way." Lena hesitated, feeling both excitement and fear. Could she really take on such a big responsibility? "Let me think about it," she said. Little did she know, the decision she was about to make would shape her legacy and restore faith in humanity on an even bigger scale. The decision to expand the Micah's Dream Foundation nationwide was a leap of faith for Lena, but she couldn't deny the potential impact. With Snoop Dogg's resources and connections, the foundation began launching pilot programs in cities like Chicago, Atlanta, and Houston. Each location was tailored to provide immediate assistance to struggling single parents, from rent relief to mentorship for children. For Lena, the transition from a local advocate to a national figure was overwhelming. She found herself traveling constantly, speaking at events, meeting with donors, and working long nights to ensure the foundation stayed true to its mission. The rapid expansion brought its fair share of challenges. Balancing her role as the face of the foundation with being a mother to Micah became increasingly difficult. During one particularly hectic week, Lena missed Micah's school art showcase, a moment he had been looking forward to for months. When she finally returned home, Micah greeted her with a forced smile. "It's okay, Mom," he said, holding up a crayon drawing of a superhero family. "I know you're busy saving the world." Lena's heart broke. She knelt beside him and hugged him tightly. "I promise I'll do better," she said. Meanwhile, Snoop faced his own set of challenges. Critics began questioning his intentions, accusing him of using the foundation as a PR move. A headline from a major media outlet read, "Micah's Dream or Snoop's Redemption Tour?" Snoop addressed the controversy in an interview. "This isn't about me," he said firmly. "It's about giving back and supporting people who deserve a chance." Lena and families like hers are the real heroes here. As the foundation grew, Lena began to doubt whether she was the right person to lead such a massive effort. During a private meeting with Snoop, she confessed her fears. "I'm just a mom who needed help," she said. "I never planned to be in charge of something this big." Snoop leaned back in his chair, nodding thoughtfully. "I get it, but you're not just a mom, Lena. You're a fighter. You've been in the trenches, and that's what makes you the perfect person for this. You've got heart, and people see that." His words gave her a renewed sense of purpose. The foundation's biggest event yet was planned for Los Angeles, a gala aimed at raising funds to help 1,000 single parents find permanent housing. Lena and Snoop worked tirelessly to bring in donors and publicize the event. The night of the gala was spectacular. The room was filled with influential people, from business leaders to celebrities, all eager to contribute to the cause. But the most powerful moment came when Lena took the stage. She shared her journey, from being on the verge of eviction to standing in front of them as the leader of a national movement. "Every parent deserves a chance to build a stable life for their child," she said, her voice trembling with emotion. "Micah's dream isn't just my son's dream. It's every child's dream. Tonight, you're not just donating money. You're giving families hope." Her words moved the crowd, and by the end of the night, the foundation had raised over $5 million. As Lena walked off the stage, Snoop met her with a proud smile. "You killed it up there," he said. Lena nodded, but her mind was already racing with new ideas. "We've helped so many families," she said, "but I keep thinking, what's next? How do we make this even bigger?" Snoop chuckled. "You never stop, do you?" Before Lena could answer, a reporter approached asking, What's your next step for Micah's Dream Foundation? Lena paused, realizing the weight of the question. The next step could either cement the foundation's legacy or push her beyond her limits. The question lingered in Lena's mind. What's next? The success of the Los Angeles Gala had propelled the Micah's Dream Foundation into the national spotlight, and with $5 million raised, the opportunities seemed endless. But Lena also knew that growth brought new challenges that could test her strength, her mission, and her relationship with her son. Sitting at her kitchen table late one night, Lena looked through old photos of her and Micah. She came across a drawing Micah had done years ago of a superhero mom holding his hand as they stood on top of a mountain. Below it, in his shaky handwriting, he'd written, "Mom saves the day." Lena smiled through tears. "This has always been for you," she whispered. The next morning, she made her decision. Lena announced her vision to expand the foundation into 25 cities nationwide, focusing on creating resource hubs for single parents. Each hub would provide access to housing assistance, childcare, education programs, and career training. "Micah's dream isn't just about my family anymore," Lena said at a press conference. "It's about giving every family the tools they need to thrive." The announcement sparked excitement and skepticism. Some questioned whether the foundation could handle such rapid growth. Critics doubted Lena's ability to lead such a large-scale initiative, while others speculated that Snoop Dogg was using the expansion for his own image. But Lena remained focused. As the foundation grew, so did the strain on Lena. She found herself juggling endless meetings, fundraising efforts, and public appearances. Meanwhile, Micah felt increasingly distant, spending more time with babysitters and family friends than with his mom. One evening, Micah sat quietly at the dinner table, doodling in his sketchbook. Lena finally asked, "What's wrong, honey?" He shrugged. "I miss you, Mom. You're always working now." The words hit Lena like a brick. She realized she had been so focused on helping other families that she was neglecting her own. That night, she promised herself to find a better balance. Recognizing Lena's exhaustion, Snoop took a more active role in the foundation. He used his platform to host fundraisers and even visited local hubs to inspire families. At one event, Snoop sat down with Micah to help him draw a superhero comic. As they worked together, Micah looked up and asked, "Why did you say no to us the first time?" Snoop paused, humbled by the honesty of the question. "Because I messed up," he admitted. "I didn't see how strong your mom was, or how much she was fighting for you. But now, I see it, and I'll do everything I can to help." Micah nodded, smiling. "You're pretty cool for an old guy." The foundation's final milestone was the opening of its largest hub in Washington, D.C. The event was attended by thousands, including families who had been directly helped by Micah's dream. Lena took the stage with Micah by her side. She shared her journey, from the moment she had asked Snoop for help to standing before a national movement that had changed countless lives. Micah's dream started with a simple hope: "To give my son a better future," she said, her voice steady despite the tears in her eyes. But it's become so much more. It's a reminder that no matter how hard things get, we're stronger when we lift each other up. She turned to Micah, handing him the microphone. "And now, my little superhero has something to say." Micah, shy but determined, spoke into the mic. "Thank you for helping my mom and me. And thank you for helping all the other kids. You're all heroes to me." The crowd erupted into applause, and Snoop joined them on stage, wrapping an arm around Lena and Micah. Over the years, the Micah's Dream Foundation became a national symbol of resilience and community. Thousands of families found stability and hope through its programs, and Lena became a sought-after speaker and advocate for single parents. Micah grew up watching his mother change lives and eventually pursued his dream of becoming a comic book artist, with his first series dedicated to the supermom who had inspired him. As for Snoop Dogg, his involvement in the foundation marked a turning point in his public image. He became a passionate advocate for underserved communities, using his platform to amplify voices like Lena's. Years later, Lena stood outside the foundation's flagship hub in Los Angeles, watching as families walked in and out, their laughter filling the air. Micah, now a young man, approached her with a sketchbook in hand. "Mom," he said, flipping to a drawing of her standing tall with a cape flowing behind her. "You really are a superhero." Lena smiled, pulling him into a hug. "And you're my dream, Micah." As the camera panned out, the sign above the hub read, "Micah's dream, building a better future together." Lena's story is a powerful reminder that resilience, hope, and community can change lives. From being turned away to building a national movement, she proved that no obstacle is too big to overcome. What do you think of this inspiring journey? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'll try to reply to as many as I can. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible stories that restore faith in humanity. See you in the next video.